What's going on, guys? It's Simo. Today we're going to be doing a sponsored video courtesy of Grand Archive, one of the brand new TCGs to hit the market. And I gotta say, to the owner of the game, Alan, congrats. We've been talking about this for a couple years now, and it's cool to see that initially you showed me the print and play versions of two of the basic starter decks. Now we're on the second set, so congratulations. If any of you are interested in learning about this game, I'll have links down in the description. The website is a phenomenal resource and really goes in depth with how to play the game. If you have any background in card games, it's really not going to be too difficult for you to pick this up, and they do a lot of really unique things. And so I couldn't be more happy to have this sponsorship because I think this is going to be a phenomenal opening to show off for you guys. The art is incredible, the gameplay is actually a lot of fun, and I really hope that you guys check it out if you are actually interested. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it and talk about Grand Archive. So this is the second set, the Fractured Crown. We already went through the first set, Dawn of Ashes, I believe was the name, and it was a phenomenal success from all accounts, from what I was able to hear, and I'm really excited to show off just some of the cool stuff that this game has to offer. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to, as I typically do when I discuss new card games that have never really been discussed on the channel, I'm going to go through the anatomy of a pack, but also talk about like what all the individual cards do. So we have all of our booster packs off to the side here now that we finally got them out of the way. And so let's go ahead and see. We have like our Japanese style booster packs here, which is really cool. I think they actually have the pull tabs too at the top. Yeah, look at that. This is awesome. So let's go ahead and go over the anatomy of a card here. So first up, we have the cost. This is typical, but we have two different types of costs in Grand Archive. This is a memory cost denoted by the blue background here. I believe we'll probably see a yellow. Yeah, so yellow is the next card here. That's actually a reserve cost. So they are both used for actually playing cards, but the cards are actually in different zones. For people familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, which obviously we're a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, the memory cards, or rather the costs of these cards are typically in what is their equivalent of the extra deck. It's called the material deck, and it's kind of neat. Each turn you're able to play a card from the material deck out onto the field, and all of them have different abilities. Like this card right here, this is a regalia item, and normal is the typing of this. This means that essentially it can always be played by almost anything. There are other types that if your champion is of a certain type, you need to be that type in order to play that. So that's kind of cool that if you have one hero, it could be of like different typings. And then we have, you know, just the text itself. So this is a regalia item. As I said, this goes into your little extra deck. And this says, banish Tariff Ring until end of turn. Players can't declare attacks unless they pay 2 for each attack declaration. Activate this ability only during an opponent's recollection phase. So I guess we could quickly discuss some basics on how the game is played before we actually get into like the rest of the cards here, right? So essentially what you're doing is, I guess it'd be better if we actually get to, this is an attack card. This might be a good example. So there are also attack cards. The attack cards, when you have your basic champion out on the field, this allows that champion to go in and attack, and then you do what obviously is said on the card here. You give this stat bonus to your champion when you're going in and attacking things. And so how you pay for these costs is that rather than, you know, tapping mana or anything like that, you actually put cards face down from your hand into your memory like this, and that is how you pay for it. So for instance, I guess I should go ahead and actually do this here because this would make more sense. You would put down 2 cards from your hand into your memory, and this allows you to use this attack. Now this is just a one-time attack, so you'd use this and it would go to your graveyard, but doing so, that is sort of the accumulation of resources. Then going back to our regalia pieces here, we have this Tariff Ring. Now if Tariff Ring costed 1, the reason it's blue in a memory cost is that at the beginning of your turn, you're allowed to play these cards. So instead of playing cards face down like you do for your reserve cost, you actually would send randomly one of the cards that's in your memory to your graveyard to allow you to play this, again, if this costed 1. So that is how essentially the resources and the different card types function, and so it's pretty cool. And again, the artwork's nice as well. You can see here on this Riptide Slash, this gets a class bonus. There are different levels of different things as well. This is a water attributed card, so your hero needs to be of that attribute. Glimpse is effectively a scrying mechanic that when you attack, you get to look at the top 2, rearrange them how you like, and then on kill, you may put the top card of your deck into your graveyard. A lot of the wording is kind of inspired with Yu-Gi-Oh as well, so we're going to be going slow here for this first pack, but then we'll speed up as we get later on. The Tariff Ring is down here. Whoopsie, I don't want to get too far ahead. So now here we have an Ordinary Bear. This is an ally card, so this goes alongside your hero, essentially. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but these are just additional minions that you can play out onto the board. So this is just a 2/3 bear that costs 3. Remember, you'd put 3 cards face down from your hand into your memory to be able to play this. This has Pride 2. This ally won't obey you unless your champion is level 2 or higher. The levels of the champions definitely matters quite quite a bit. Hopefully we pull a champion just so we can show that off a bit. And then floating memory class bonus. While paying for a memory cost, you may banish this card from your graveyard to pay 1 of that cost. So that's a way to sort of mitigate the cost there. Seeking Shot, this is just a 1-cost attack for, anything, just because it's a normal typing, but it's for the Ranger specifically. Here we go. Oh, this is an ally. I thought it was a hero for a second, but I was like, there's no way. Another ally of the wind attribute here. Resolute Stand. These action cards, these have different timing. So this is a fast action card, which essentially is like a quick play, or a quick effect, rather, in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then there's slow, which is sort of just like a normal spell speed 1 type effect that you can use in Yu-Gi-Oh! Wind Rider Invoker. A lot of wind cards in this pack. Covenant of Thorns. I think we're actually getting into... Oh, no, that is our rare, as a matter of fact. Okay, so that was our last card. So the last 2 were uncommons. You can see that this is a rare because there's an R down here. And that is our first rare. So this is another Regalia item. Remember, this goes into the material deck to be played at the beginning of one of our turns. It's of the Terra attribute. Just the artwork on this is super cool. So took a bit on that first pack, but there's a lot to explain. And again, I'd highly recommend checking out the how to play, because it'll really just help make a lot of sense out of everything here. But if anything, we're just going to appreciate the artwork and some of the cool effects that these cards have. So let's go ahead and get into our next pack. We have a Scavenging Raccoon. Remember, it's a 2-cost ally for 1/1, so that's just going to come out that way. On enter, banish up to 2 cards from a single graveyard. So pretty self-explanatory. I mean, again, like I said, if you know card games, you're going to know there's going to be a lot of front-loaded knowledge you can use here. Incendiary Fractal, Capricious Lynx, Dematerialize. This is a slow spell, so this has to be used during your turn. Imperious Highlander, it's another ally. Frostbind, really cool artwork on that. I really like the water cards. I don't know. I've always liked blue for some reason. So fast action there. Rally the Peasants, hilarious name and funny artwork. Innervate Knowledge, and I think that's actually our rare, as a matter of fact. Yep. Okay, so we get through the packs pretty quickly. There's only, I think it's, how many cards do we have per pack, actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 cards per pack. So we just have 6 commons, 2 uncommons, and then that would be 5 commons, yeah. Innervate Knowledge for our rare here. It's a slow action. As an additional cost to activate, you get to de-level your champion and recover 5. Recovering is just to restore health to your champion. Your champions have health, and as they level up, they actually gain more health. So you might start at, let's say, 15, and then level 2, you might be at 20, and then level 3, you might be at 25, hypothetically. So by leveling your champion, you make yourself harder to kill. It's typical in terms of like you're, bashing the opponent, beating them to death sort of gameplay, but also the allies can do the same thing. So you have to manage your resources accordingly that way. That's just the true objective of the game. I probably should have started with that now that I think about it. But in any case, we're already too far into the video. So next up, we have a Thieving Cut, Stalwart Shieldmate, Deep Sea Fractal, Fractal of Insight, Hone by Fire. That's a sick artwork. I like that. Kurhazi Arsonist. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. Ocean's Blessing. Those are our 2 uncommons. Love that with the turtle. That's super cool. Ally Link. This object enters the field linked to target ally. If the link is broken, sacrifice this object. Linked ally gets +1 health and has taunt. And then class bonus is Floating Memory. And Uther Illustrious King for our ally. That's a really cool artwork. So it costs 4 to 4/4. Intercept and Vigor. We've got some keywords here. On enter, you may rest Uther. When you do, banish another target non-champion object. And on leave, return the banished object to the field under its owner's control rested. That's sick. That's cool. All right, so still no, I think that was a rare, right? That was not the right card. It was in the front. That was a super rare, as a matter of fact. We can see right there. Got the SR. All right, now we're blazing, though. Got our basic understanding of the game. Song of Frost, a fast action. Steady Verse, Cunning Broker, Lurking Assailant, Intrepid Spearman. Getting on to the uncommons here. Viridian Protective Trinket, Refracting Missile, and for our rare, we have Innervate Agility. It's a 2-cost wind action, fast, so it is a quick effect. As an additional cost to this, de-level your champion and recover 5. So this is similar to that other one that we pulled earlier. And units you control, you gain your choice of either Stealth or Spell Shroud until the end of the turn. I think Stealth, if I recall, is they're only able to like attack or be attacked by other things with stealth. And then Spell Shroud, I think, is sort of just like a protection from other actions for the turn. Don't quote me on that, though. I know it's something to that effect, but it's been a while. All right, so next up we have Steady Verse again, Incendiary Fractal, Peaceful Reunion, Flamebreak Chorus, Lurking Assailant, Varicon Acolyte. Again, probably butchering the name on that there. Karazi Outlook. And for our rare, Innervate Fury. 3-cost fire, action slow. As additional cost D level, recover 5. Deal 7 damage split among any amount of target allies. Interesting. All right, so next up we have Mark of Fervor. Super cool artwork there. Fractal of Insight. Anthem of Vitality. Capricious Links. Ooh, and I'm glad we get to talk about this. We actually pulled ourselves a foil Crimson Protective Trinket. Let's quickly talk about it. It's a 1-cost material cost because it's a regalia. This goes into the material deck. Banish Crimson Protective Trinket. Target opponent reveals 2 cards at random from their memory. Banish each wind element card revealed this way. So this is very targeted towards wind decks and a sick foil. So foils, if my memory serves, I think are 1 in 8. And that's just if it's a common. So I think it's... Oh, actually, no, this is an uncommon. So this is actually even more rare than a common typically is. So you're obviously not guaranteed a foil. Every card can come foil. And then I think there's even like signature cards as well, which are even rarer to pull. I think they're only in the first edition boxes as well, too. But yeah, so very hard to actually pull the foils. But that means the foils actually retain a reasonable amount of value, even for the commons, just because they're hard to get. So that's pretty cool that we actually got one of those. I'll put that to the side there. Another Ocean's Blessing. Got a Resolute Stand and a Cloak of Stillwater. Another regalia item. It's 1 memory cost. On enter, draw a card. That's pretty good. And then banish a card with floating memory from your graveyard. Prevent the next 3 damage that you would be dealt to your champion this turn. That's pretty cool. This is cool. The foiling on this, I love how subtle it is. It's not so much in your face. It's like just enough. I like that. Fervor, Tithe Proclamation, Ordinary Bear, Blazing Bowman, Capricious Lynx, Wind Rider Invoker, Frostbinder Apostle, and that is our rare. Yes, Ward of Frost. 1-cost material regalia item. On enter, draw a card. Class bonuses, I believe, if you match the class type, if my memory serves correctly. Banish Ward of Frost. Target unit attacks get -3 until end of turn. So this is neat. So essentially at the beginning of your turn, if you remove one of the cards from your memory to play this, this can just stay out. Then at any point, you can just banish this, and then you can make it so that they lose that. So I believe you're also in your material deck only allowed to play one type of material card, like one of... For all the cards that can go in your material deck, I think you can only play 1 of each as well. So you can't just like spam like the best ones over and over again. And it gives you just like sort of a toolbox to access at any point in the game. Like if you just want to draw a card, if you want to like mitigate your opponent's attacks, if you want to, you know, just whatever. There's a ton of extra cards, which really adds to the depth of the game. All right, next up we have Song of Frost, Stalwart, Shieldmate, I don't remember. Deep Sea Fractal, Cunning Broker, Anthem of Vitality, Resolute Stand, Green Slime, that's adorable. And what we got for our super rare, Dawn of Ashes. This is a domain, so this is akin to a field spell in Yu-Gi-Oh, if you will. Cost 3. This is a reserve cost. You have to pay this by putting the cards from your hand onto the memory. And upkeep. At the beginning of your recollection phase is when you're taking the cards from your memory back into your hand. Reveal a card at random from your memory. If this card is not norm element, or excuse me, if that card is not norm element, sacrifice Dawn of Ashes. Non-norm element cards cost 1 more to activate. Interesting. So if you're really all in on the norm strategy, then you're able to just punish your opponent essentially by making, you know, just giving them attacks on everything. So that's pretty cool. All right, right side. Let's see what we're going to get. We're going to get the ultra rare. I mean, I think it's possible to get multiple ultras, but... Oh, holy fucking shitballs. No fucking way. No fucking way did I just pull this. You have got to be kidding me. Oh my God. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. I gotta be honest with you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is what we like to call a collector super rare. This is a signed card. There are very few of these in existence. I think, are these serialized? They might be. I'm not sure. I don't know the count on this. These are extremely hard to pull. Holy fucking shitballs. This card is also very good, if I remember too. Funny enough, if you guys recall from the video where I was initially talking about this in Progression Series, this was the card back for that we were using to just promote the game. And Merlin Kingslayer, this is cool because this is actually a level 3 hero, so I get to show off the heroes. So how you play the heroes is I can't believe we got this. This is insane. So As I said, you level up the heroes from the level 0 into 1, 2, and 3. You do that by paying a material cost by sending cards from your memory to the graveyard in order to level up. So you need to go in sequential order, though. You can't skip levels. So that's what this little number down here is the level 3 material cost. So these also get played in your material deck as a result of that. So this is a champion. This is what they look like in their, like, best form. And this has 28 health. And it has the Merlin lineage. At the beginning of your recollection phase, put a level counter on Merlin. A level counter just ups the level, so Merlin would go up to level 4, for instance. There's really not much above level 3 in terms of, like, class bonuses and things, but it actually matters for some certain abilities for some characters. Then if there's an even amount of level counters on Merlin, draw a card, and Merlin gets +2 attack until end of turn. So, even amount of level counters. So after your second recollection phase, this will have 2 level counters on it, and then you get to draw a card, and Merlin gets 2 extra attack for any attacks that she does for that turn. That's insane. That's unreal. Okay, well, I'm glad we got to show that off. That's crazy. We have Frostbite. I don't know how we're going to beat that. There's a regular Crimson Protective Trinket, and this is Fractal of Intrusion. This is our regular rare. This was a bonus. In addition to, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Fractal of Intrusion. Yeah, who cares? We we got that thing. That's insane. Oh my god. Scavenging Raccoon, Fractal, Cunning Broker, Vitality. Oh, another holo. That's cool. Beast Bond Pause. That's really cute. That reminds me of my dog, as a matter of fact. Banish Beast Bond Pause. Target animal or beast ally you control gets +1 attack and gains True Sight until end of turn. Units with True Sight can attack units with Stealth. I like the subtle foiling on that. It's nice. Rally the Peasants. As your protective trinket, and our final rare is Explosive Rune, a 0-cost regalia. Banish Explosive Rune, deal 1 damage to target ally. Class bonus, if the ally is attacking, deal 2 damage to it instead. That's pretty neat. That's it for the opening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how many of these have been pulled on camera, but holy crap, that is insane. I need to go sleeve this up for later. If you guys want to check out Grand Archive, I would highly recommend it. It is actually an extremely fun game. It does a lot of unique things that other games don't, and I think, especially if you're just a card game lover, you will appreciate that. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So thank you all so much for watching. Thanks again to Grand Archive for sponsoring the video, and we will see you next time.